Hey John, it's Emily, your course director for Portfolio 6. I had the pleasure of working with you way back when in editing for the web and Portfolio 3. So it's nice to get you again and revisit your work here at a later stage in the program. So your portfolio website looks very familiar to me. I remember how clean and organized it was the first time I saw it. But then I also remember feeling that it didn't have a terrific amount of your personal brand identity infused in it. Now, I've read your SMART goals for the month, and one of those includes creating a logo for yourself, so I'd like to see that incorporated. But I've also pulled up here your visual resume and just want to point out some discrepancies here, like between the styling. So there's some inconsistency with the look and feel that you are creating. So here we do see that blue, a blue color palette, but it's remarkably different over here. And here we see the introduction of the red, which it brings a nice vibrancy, but that is not carried over onto your portfolio website quite yet. So there's a big opportunity for some, additional consistency between these two assets. Here on your home page, you've got just a really nice short introduction, a link to your CV page. As I hover over this, it turns into a kind of a green color, which then is a little off-brand or shall I say, inconsistent with the color scheme that you have established here. I can appreciate that you've only, included bits of your contact information here, but intend to, obviously make that professional when you are out of the program and using this as a tool for yourself to find a job. I'm not sure that you should say social links. If you're only going to include one to LinkedIn here, you can just provide the icon at that point. It just makes it look like something is missing here to say social links and only provide that one. I'm going to jump over to your CV. Your professional info and education is listed nicely here. You're using kind of that what we referred to as the F-shaped pattern back in editing for the web, where you have your headings and then the very sort of condensed bits of information underneath that. Couple of things to note. So we have some of your text here on this page is in blue and some of it is in black. Your headings here, so you have professional capitalized but not info, and info is it's an abbreviation of information. So depending upon kind of the formality or the tone that you want to take, that might be a detail that you want to see about. Something else here, this URL. So as you recall, we used to refer to that as a gobbledygook URL back in editing for the web. You should create a meaningful link title. Program details would suffice, and then link that text to this location here, and making sure that that opens in a new browser window to keep your visitor here on your site while also letting them see those program details. I'm going to jump next here over to your projects. So you've highlighted a few. You give me a short description here and then a little more information about what you created. So we've got this website here, the CMS, and we've got it linked, which is nice, so I can go explore it. Now, because of the color of this and then the color of your description here, it didn't really stand out to me at first as something different than a screenshot of the web page. So something to consider. I might, instead of overlaying that on the project image itself, if you can put it kind of as an underneath or maybe over on the side, just so it's more clearly seen. And then maybe some additional text that's like view full site instead of just linking that part there that says CMS. As I was poking through your site a little bit earlier, I did notice the same thing here on this video, right? So I really wanted to, hear and see the full scope of what it is that you created, but it didn't initially. It didn't initially pop out to me that this was a video and that I could click on it here to get that full version of it on YouTube. So, what way could you make that just a bit more clearer here? You have, you've had a strong collection of projects all along, which is fantastic because you've got quite a demonstrated skill set here. But what is kind of missing for me is clarity on, the kinds of jobs or the things that you'll want to be looking for on the other side of graduation. So I don't really have that kind of, full, um, you know, uh, picture of the kinds of works that you want to get into. You say that you're studying media communications and you want to pursue internships where you can use your skill set to the fullest, but what is it that you want to do? You have to be able to articulate that for yourself so that you can seek out opportunities that align well with that. Contact, you just have a nice simple contact page here. It's like you said, kind of keeping that contact info out for now. But let's pop over here to your resume really quick. So we get this nice introduction and a couple stylistic notes. This typeface that you've used for the body text, it's pretty clean and legible, but this one that you've chosen for headings and subheadings, it's a bit more decorative and it's not quite as clean and easily read. I might recommend something that has a little less flair to it to help keep your resume as kind of clean and scannable as possible there. You've got like a couple of really fun pictures of yourself. It looks like both here on the the homepage of your site and then on your resume, it just shows you kind of out. Both of them look like you're out hiking or enjoying nature in some way. I like that about kind of you sharing that side of yourself. Something to think about is are these pictures communicating what I want them to communicate about me to potential employers? And that's really something only that you can answer there. I hope this is helpful kind of as you get started this month. For me, the biggest things are both that articulation of who are you and what kinds of work do you want to get involved in, what kinds of projects are you seeking out, what kind of relationships or networks are you looking to make, and then stylistically coming a little bit or finding more solid to solidify your brand a little bit more. We throw that term out left and right, but really it's just a strong identity, and so kind of between what I see here and what I say here, you have a few things that are the same, but then also a few things that kind of go off in different directions. If you have any questions about what I've shared here, happy to talk to you about it further, and I appreciate you taking me up on the offer of an early portfolio review. I think that you're doing yourself a favor in giving yourself plenty of time to address these things this month. Ultimately, the goal is that by the end of Portfolio 6, you will have really finalized these assets so that as you are finishing up the last few months in the program and then heading into Portfolio 7, the real focus there is on getting a job within the industry that you want to. So thanks, John, and I will look forward to working with you this month.